Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Drea on this Monday morning. We meet here each Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time to have an interchange of, you guessed it, encouragement. Please say hello when you come in, if you don't mind. My name is Andrea with Ranch House Leeds and More, but today with Coffee with Drea. Good morning, Patty. How are you? I hope. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Jean. I remember Jean from Jersey. You did a beautiful job on the most recent creation I saw of yours. Hi, Cynthia. Y'all, I'm here by myself this morning. Hey, Cherie. Suzanne, good morning. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that very much. I had a good time yesterday. Good morning, Cheryl. Hey, Miss Joyce. Yes, today we celebrate Deanna's birthday. Well, this afternoon we celebrate Deanna's birthday. Jesse's horse, Opie, went down last night late as company was leaving. And so her and Deanna stayed up till, I don't know, probably 5 o'clock this morning, walking him and, giving him medication, that kind of thing. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Melissa and Donna and Jane. Good morning. Oh, thank you so much. That centerpiece sold yesterday, y'all. But anyway, so they're not going to be here with me. I lasted till 3:30, so you'll see some. I didn't get enough sleep bags. But the horse is up and doing well this morning, drinking water, so yay. Hey, Dana Downs, how are ya? So today, he's doing better, Miss Mary. He's up and around and drinking water, probably looking for food. Good morning, Tamanika. Yay! Yay, Colt. That was from me to you, Colt. Oh, thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun to make. It was something new and different for me. Good morning, Bobby. So as I was saying, since Deanna and Jesse stayed up this morning with the horse, making sure he was okay, it's going to be me and y'all. That's it. So I thought, why not talk about, encouragement? Will you give him a big hug from Dre? Good morning, Emily. Yes, happy birthday, Tacos de Papa. Good morning and happy birthday, Lupe. That is Emily Garcia's husband. The Tacos de Papa is a joke between us, I don't know, for a couple of years now. It's not an insult. Okay, well, call me after the live. That'd be better. Oh, thank you, you guys. Thank you, and welcome to Coffee with Dre. As I was saying, I thought we all can use a bit of encouragement. Good morning, Miss Jan. Good morning, Tom Tom. Yes, everyone wish Lupe a happy birthday. I'm sure he's 21 or something. Jean, I read that. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning when I saw that. And it brought me to tears because, it brings you your own pain back too. I'm so sorry. And he was a handsome young man too, might I add. So I'm going to keep you in my prayers today. I already had added you to my prayer list when I read that. I know that you had told me about losing your son before, but don't know, the anniversary dates are so cruel. So this is a good time for us to encourage Jean. 4 years is not that long. Good morning, Fredna. How are you? Good morning, my blessing. And of course, like I said, we want to wish a happy birthday to Deanna. And she'll come back and read the comments and things later when she's up. Hey, my little cupcake. Yes, Gina, I'm so sorry. I totally, there are no words. And, speaking of encouragement, that's really all when someone has such a loss. Good morning, Sylvia Markham. How are you? And Michelle Jackson. A matter of fact, I looked up the meaning of encouragement right before I hit the go button, and it says it's the action of giving support, confidence, and hope. So while it is an action, and don't just sit on your couch and think things, it requires action on our part. And sometimes, really and truly, all someone needs to know is that we have their back, or that we understand. And even if we don't understand, that we care, and just support them through whatever loss they have. Now, the loss of a child, I've often said they don't have a name for that because there are no words to describe it. None. It takes such a big, huge part of you that you really don't get back. However, we can encourage, which means the action of support, confidence, giving the support, confidence, and hope. Support, know that we're there if they need an ear, right? Confidence, that they can make it through, that they have what it takes, that they can rely on us and God to make it through. There's your confidence. And of course, hope. There's always hope, even in loss. You guys know that when I lost my children, it took a long time. This is not an overnight thing, so don't think that there was this massive miracle that happened and suddenly I was able to choose joy right away. That is not what happened. But I did have support, and I knew that I would make it through, not because I was super strong, but because I had to. My children that passed away would have expected that from their mom. And I would expect that from my children when my journey's complete. But most importantly, I had hope for the future. I know that the eventuality is I will be with them again. But I wanted to give others hope that yes, it can destroy you. Or you can listen to the more positive words and not listen to the God took them and all that. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that when you have a loss. Not in the beginning, because we know. We don't want to be told that, because I'll tell you what I said. Well, if God took them, he's a cruel father. If God needed them, well, he could make more angels. He didn't need mine. That's how you feel in the midst of loss. And it takes a long time. Everybody's grief is their own, and, it takes their time. All I want us to be able to do is offer them encouragement. I did, Tom. I did. You're on the prayer list. Deanna has not been able to get you on the prayer list in the Power to Be You group, where all the prayer warriors are. But I will make sure. Matter of fact, I better write that down. I will make sure that she does. I am so sorry you're dealing with that again. Let's pray that. I'm spoiled with having her here. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Tanya. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Nala. Hi, how are you? Long time no see, girl. Good morning, Wayne and Debbie. Okay, I think Stella. Good morning. Let's see. I'm gonna have to rely on myself to read the comments. What if the person doesn't take the encouragement? You did your part, and sometimes we can't receive. In this case, encouragement because we're not open to it yet, or perhaps we're not ready to show that your encouragement helped. It doesn't mean they don't take it. It just means they don't. You know it works. Oh, Sylvia. My son has been gone 7 years now. I still miss him so much. He had 3 small children. Bless you for having the grandchildren and to see parts of him in each of them, I'm sure. I don't have that privilege, but I'm so happy that you do. And you're right. You know, we never stop missing them. There are days where, I don't know, a leaf could fall. And it remind me of them, and it'd be the day where I'm teary-eyed and you know, feeling the pain of the loss and the missing, or if one of their friends gets married. When they were all, now they would be 37 and 39 now, but when this was all new and to me, and all their friends started graduating high school, because remember they were 16 and 18 when they died. So they were in the throes of beginning their own lives, right? So when kids graduated, I had a hard time. When their friends were married, I had a hard time. Very few weddings did I make. One that I did make, I fell apart in the middle of and had to sneak out the back. They started having babies, having careers, graduating college, buying their first homes, all those things that I would never get to see in my children, those 2 children anyway. Those hurt really bad and made me miss them all the more, and all the things that they didn't get to have and that I didn't get to see, because they're perfectly fine, they're safe, they're happy. I am the one missing all those things. So it's tough. And like with Gene, he's 20, right? Let's see. Or did he die when he was 19? You'll have to correct me, Gene. But also young and in the beginnings of everything. So we miss out on so much as their parent and or grandparent, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody misses out on the what ifs. He was 29. Sorry. I have the 9 part right. Good, I'm glad you're learning new stuff. Good morning, Elizabeth. Aw, thanks, Tracy. That was so sweet of you to say. That's right, Michelle. Very well said, Retta. There you go. All we can do is plant the seed. Bobby says, oh gosh, here we go. My troubles. I come to learn over these past 5 months that finding the joy in every moment with others is critical. Sometimes you won't get to meet a loved one in life, and the pain of knowing that hurt is heart-wrenching. Yes, it is. It is. There's no way to describe it. And I'm sure that Jean and Sylvia and others here who have had the loss of a child, no matter their age. Mine were 16, 18. Somebody's may have been 45. It is still their child. It is still goes against the so-called laws of nature for a parent to bury a child. So all we can do is the best we can. And it's a loss you never get past. You don't. You learn to live with it. and you learn to be so grateful for the time that you did have. I would bet they, along with me, would encourage you to just make sure that every moment that you have, doesn't mean you're not going to have problems and difficulties and headbutting and all the things, that's life. Those can be good memories too. Don't allow negative things and circumstance, etc., between you and a loved one, in particular a child today we're talking, stop you from letting them know how you feel. The only thing worse than burying a child is burying a child that you aren't sure if they knew how you felt about them. If they don't, you're not sure how they felt about you. That makes it worse. Thankfully for me, there's no doubt. So we, moms that have lost children, encourage those of you who are blessed with having all of your children here with you. If there's a problem, try to fix it. If it's not fixable because they won't allow it, because kids are still kids, don't give up. Don't. Pray for them. Drop them a card in the mail. They don't want to answer the phone? Send them a little card. Hey, Mom's thinking of you, love you. That's it. That's all you got to do. Because, again, they know you as a mom and that you care and love. Keep watering that seed. And that's how you do it. Just little reminders here and there. Hey, Susie, your daughter, tell your brother Mom said hey. No big deal. But it puts that little thought in his mind, hey, Mom's thinking about me even though we're not speaking right now or whatever. Because I get a lot of messages from people that are like, Drea, what do I do? My 30-year-old daughter, this was a recent one, my 30-year-old daughter will not talk to me ever since she was involved with some certain person. Keep on keeping on. We can't force ourselves on people, but we can certainly let them know that we love them. And whatever wrongs someone has committed against us, y'all, we've got to learn to forgive them. If you don't forgive, the pain, the heartbreak, the anger, the sadness, they fester. And then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer about so-and-so, my child or whatever said something to me that hurt me. Suddenly it becomes this huge owie. You gotta let it go. You do. As hard as that seems, you have to let that go. Let it go for you so that you can be emotionally, spiritually, physically healthier. And if you let it go and forgive, forgiveness does not mean forget. So let's remember that. There's some words that are spoken and some things that are done that can never be forgotten, but they can be forgiven. Forgive for you. When you forgive for you, that festering negativity and pain that you allowed to continue to grow slowly will diminish, and it makes it so much easier to see the bright side and the positive side, even when you're having a difficult relationship. Hey, Kat, how you doing? Good morning, Miss Debbie. I hope you've healed well. See, Jean, that's awesome. One of the joys of my life passed away Friday. She's been fighting cancer. Oh, she did pass away. Left behind grown kids, grandchildren, and 4 little girls that she and her husband had adopted 7 years ago. She was a true Proverbs 31 woman. We should all pray for that, to be that woman. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jan. I know that's tough, but I know you'll be a source of encouragement to that family. Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad. Miss Debbie was in the hospital for surgery a couple of weeks ago. That's what I asked about, and she's doing well. Praise God. Okay. So let's talk about power of words. Speaking of the power of encouragement, right? You can use your words to encourage or discourage. You can use your words to hurt or heal. You can use your words for joy or sorrow. You can use them for positive or negative. Now, the key words were not the positive, those words. The key words are you can choose and use. So be very careful in the use of your words. You know, with the crazy information age and social media, it can be a blessing and a curse. You get to see people that are discouraging someone, not necessarily because they're a discouraging person. They're just choosing to speak only of the hurt instead of the healing, or speak only of the sorrow and not the joy, or how to find that joy, right? So we need to choose our words wisely. I am not a politically correct person. Sometimes this mouth has no filter. Believe it or not, it's true. And I then have to remind myself that I'm free to speak words that I want to speak. But I'm also free to choose words that are going to help people instead of hurt people. And that's on me. I need to remember that. There's 2 scriptures I want y'all to write down and look up. I didn't bring my Bible out, or I would look them up for you, and there's no one here to go grab it. Ephesians 4:29 and Proverbs 10:11. And if somebody has a phone Bible and you want to post those 2 scriptures and what they say, that'd be great. Good morning, Vicky. Yep, they are, but they've quieted down. Earlier, they were so loud. I love them, though, anyway. The family's doing a graveside service, but in a couple of weeks, we will all be going to a life celebration for her. I'm so looking forward to it. No funeral for our girl. Oh, that's lovely. I love that we've gone that way more often. The celebration of life. That's what I told my kids I want. I want you to celebrate the life I had, and then continue to celebrate your own. Because I've had a heck of a life. And that's the beauty of being able to choose joy and constantly doing it and cultivating it, is that I've been through some pretty painful things. I talk about them in the upcoming book to a degree, and more than the loss of the kids. And yet, I can tell you, I've lived a heck of a life. It's been a great life. Troubles and all. Pain and all. You got to be really careful with regret, because you can bury yourself in guilt and regret. And that's not a fun place to be either. Hey, Shauna, good morning. So we need to focus on, here's another couple of action words, motivating ourselves and others by using encouragement instead of discouragement. Right, it's not a good place to be. And the thing about regret is, it's a symptom of our past. The thing about the past is, we can't go backwards. We can't go fix it. We can't change it. We can't, that's why it's so hard for parents and people who lose a loved one to actually pray. Because we keep praying for the wrong things. We keep praying that it's not real and to have our loved one back, right? Especially when it's our children. And so we have to figure out how to motivate ourselves and others by encouraging them, by taking that action, by being that supportive friend, by helping rebuild their confidence if that's what they need, by helping build hope or show them there's hope. And don't use words that will discourage versus encourage. It's very easy to do when someone's suffering to say the words we think they might want to hear. And they might need to hear them. But it might be the wrong time or an inappropriate time to use those words. So we do need to be careful. Hey, Miss Mary. Thank you. Good to see you too. All right. So, somebody out there has something encouraging that either they're doing or has been done to them, right? Name me something. What's something you could do to encourage versus discourage? And what kind of words could you use? You know, I always say about aging, it gives us permission to kind of relax a little bit. You know, relax the rules. Say what we need to say. Eat what we want to eat. Those in moderation. All things in moderation. You know, stay up late or sleep during the day and be up at night. We have that ability as we get older to kind of do what we want. So doing what we want doesn't mean neglecting others and doesn't mean being a negative Nelly either. Thank you, Michelle. You're so sweet for those stars. I will be honest, I know my son has helped me to get right where I am right now. I'm a much more positive person today. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm glad. I like the idea about sending a card. I'm going to send one instead of, oops, we lost you. I guess Loretta left and I didn't know it.
Oh, me neither. I thought she was going to stay till lunch.
She was. My crafting has brought me to a much better place than I was before his death. Mary, we definitely are going to have you in our prayers. Oh, I don't want that. Depression is such a dark place to be. We'll keep you in our prayers. I'm jotting it down because Deanna's not here, so I have to take a break and write these things down. Absolutely, Michelle. Sometimes that is the absolute best thing to do, is just offer them a smile, a little pat on the back, squeeze of the hand. It lets them know that you care and that you're there. You know, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So there. Instead of being upset that they are so far away, I will give hope on encouragement, on the move, and new job. I needed this today. Aw, yay! See, when I pray and give it to God, He finds us our subject matter, doesn't He? I miss Deanna being here and taking all the notes for me. I'm so glad, Jean. Isn't it nice to have people that give us encouragement and help us find, you know, the light? And remember, we talked about a little bit last week or the week before about don't hide your light under a basket. Don't. People need it just as much as you do. And when you encourage by shining your light, and that's it. You don't even have to say anything sometimes. Like Michelle said. Hi, Annette. And you encourage others just by shining. That helps them shine. Maybe they're hiding their light under a basket. And they can see through the little cracks in their basket. They can see you out there shining away. So they lift their basket a little at a time. And that's how encouragement really works. It isn't like I can tell you what you need to hear and suddenly, woo, the world's a better place and everything's fine. No, 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 no. Encouragement helps you know you've got this. You can make this. When people when your people are hurting, message them. Yes, when you know people are hurting, message them something so kind they know they're visible and that you see them. Yes, and absolutely, and then they feel validated. You know, sometimes we don't want somebody to come along and fix it. Husbands are bad about this. They know we're sad or whatever, and so they want to come fix it, right, and make us happy, which is wonderful. However, sometimes we ain't asking anybody to fix anything. We just want to be heard and seen. And so, Bobby, that's excellent advice, in my opinion. Oh, you're so welcome, Jean. I know that for a lot of people, our social lives on the internet have opened up possibilities they didn't have before. They're not at home alone necessarily because they allow us in to their lives. And so we want to be encouraging to one another on the social, in the social world, the online social world. I'm trying to think of the word, but whatever. As well. We need to be careful. We need to be careful what we post. And here's something that cracks me up. You know, I'm sorry for you that you don't understand this way. Y'all, if you don't want people in your business and you don't want them commenting on what's going on and causing drama, don't put it out there. Think before you post something personal. Don't put it out there. You're drawing people in and you may not get the best advice. I've seen some of that and I'm like, don't tell her that, you know? So, but I do want to, thanks for bringing that up, by the way, Retta. Let's see. Right? Well, and when we focus on motivating with encouragement, you know, I'm going to motivate that kid. I'm going to beat his butt. How many times have we heard that? Our own parents, well, I know mine, we're not shy with that kind of motivation. Like, if you don't go get that done, I'm going to whip you, right? That's not the motivation by encouraging. So let's use encouragement to motivate not just others, but ourselves too. Give ourselves that motivational kick in the butt. It's what I do with my morning mirror talk. It's to encourage me and to remind me of who I am and that it's going to be a good day, and then whatever comes my way, I will deal with what I can, and the rest, I got to learn to let go. And I'm getting better and better at that. And I'll tell you what's happened lately. I've had some opportunities come into my life that I'm very, very excited about. If I had not allowed myself to encourage myself, I would not have been open to these opportunities. I would have not represented myself in such a way that people knew I was open to opportunity, right? So you have to motivate yourself for positive things. Absolutely, Jean, doesn't it? It makes life so much easier, even when you're dealing with the pain of loss. It makes life so much easier to be positive and makes you more likable, etc. Hey, Marie, Opie's doing well. So y'all have a safe trip home. Love you guys. Right, Annette? Your mom was a wise woman. Hey, Melissa. And, you know, I should take this opportunity as well, because we know that Coffee with Drea is not about, well, it is. I mean, there is coffee and there is Drea, but it's an interchange of encouragement for a reason. There's enough distraction and negativity out there in that world that we don't need to be worrying about. We need to focus on the good things, and us getting together here with Coffee with Drea gives us that focus. I learn and feel so much better from due to each of you. it's a good way for me to start my week. Thank you for always supporting Coffee with Dre. We've been going over 3 years, which is, not a small thing for me. And it just makes my heart so happy when I see each and every one of you, and you always find a way, no matter what, to make me feel better, to make me feel encouraged, and to motivate me. And that's what I hope that we all do to one another here. Let's see. Oh no, Elizabeth. Let me read this. Didn't want to say this on your live yesterday because I waited for today to arrive. We just received word yesterday that my Uncle Daniel, that was rushed to the city last Thursday because of severe stroke and brain hemorrhaging, was put on life support, will be leaving us today at 1 p.m. They're taking life support off. Oh, I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. I'm writing it. I'm so sorry for your loss. And I know you're already starting to feel the pain of that. It's easy to get discouraged when you're going through a dark time. I'm thankful for all my blessings, even in the darkness, because they are there if we look. Now, Darlene is someone who has... Oh, thanks, Vicki. Darlene is someone, I hope you don't mind me blurting this, but I'm going to do it because I've known you long enough. Has suffered with breast cancer, come through, and is dealing with it again. Worse than before. So if y'all would, keep Darlene Bowling in your prayers. But I'll tell you what, Darlene has the best attitude. She looks for the bright, even when she's in agony, and she's not had the best results and things lately. And yet she still has such a, encouraging and motivational attitude. I'm so proud to know her. Isn't she an example of joy? That is truth, Bobby. Well, y'all, let's make sure that we keep one another. We don't always have to know what someone's needs are because God knows that. So let's be sure to keep one another. I know when I talk to him, I call it our Coffee with Dre family. Now, there are those that give us specific things to pray for, which I do daily. But keep us one another in prayer, not just for safety and health, but for knowing who we are, discerning and understanding our value. I think we as women, as a rule, have a hard time with that one, but God can help us. And we can help one another by straightening crowns instead of, cutting people down. It makes my heart happy to watch you every Monday and how you motivate me to have a great week. Thank you so much, Jay, for all your incredible talks every week. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. You give me the encouragement. You sometimes give me the subject matter. And I just got to do the praying and the listening so that I can represent and be used as a vessel the proper way. Because this mouth, oh, y'all, you have no idea. But thank you so much, Michelle. And I do feel that way, honestly, about you guys as well. There were Mondays where I woke up and I thought, my God, what am I doing today? I feel miserable. How am I going to be an encourager? Because I feel that's what my gift is. A lot of us have that gift and we don't use it, or we don't realize we have it. But if I'm going to be an encourager, I better get my attitude right, and then I come on. Then I pray and we come up with a subject and do the research, etc., or just start writing. And then I get on here with you guys and we start talking with one another, and immediately I'm encouraged. Immediately I feel better. So very often when we're talking, I'm the needy one. I'm the one that needed you guys and the encouragement that you bring me. Please pray for my grandson Romeo. He is 7 and has some really sad issues. My daughter adopted him and pray for her. His biological mother did drugs while pregnant for him. It's causing bad stuff. Oh, Vicky, I am so sorry. So we'll pray for Romeo and his mom. We don't need to know what's going on. We just need to know he needs our prayers. And Mom needs to be encouraged with our prayers as well. Thanks, Donna. Already. She already said her prayer. And I do that very often here, to say a quick prayer up here while we're chatting or while I'm trying to catch up with you guys, so that I at least get that initial prayer in. Because if I don't write them down, I have to come back and then write them down. But isn't it a wonderful thing that we have the power to be encouraging to one another? That we have the power to choose joy over sorrow. That we have the power to choose healing over hurting ourselves or others. And in today's topic, that we have the power to encourage versus discourage. I mean, these are all choices we make. I guess it's a lash. Sorry. Every day, every moment of every day, we get to choose and re-choose, right? Thank you for all your prayers, and thank you, Drea, for today. Your words are always helpful, and these Monday talks are so encouragement. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're so kind. Donna says, I think we all need love, caring, and prayers. Absolutely. I agree. There's too little love. I was thinking about this. Y'all tell me what you think. This just was this morning. About doing like a weekly, it would take 9 weeks, so we're talking about a couple of months worth, of choosing the fruits of the Spirit, the 9, you know, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, all that. And each week, using it as our topic for discussion. You would kind of know in advance if you look on our page, and we'll know, okay, this week it's love, next week it's joy, you know, etc. And then you could do a little research if you wanted to and bring something to the table, or we can just start chatting. I love hearing sweet birds in the background, a blessing we tend to overlook because it's so commonplace. Yeah, it never gets old for me. Marla, ouch, I am late, but I made it. Hello, everyone. Good morning, Marla. Welcome. You're not late. You know, guys, there's always replay. I do appreciate when you guys let other people know about Coffee with Dre. I'll tell you, it's not about building numbers, because this is something from the heart. This is my legacy to my children, correct? That I lost. So it's not about building numbers. You don't build numbers on your heartfelt things. But this is what it is about. You never know who you shared it to that has come in and quietly listened in the background, that ghosts alive. And then all of a sudden, you guys know it happens, all of a sudden, on a live, somebody will say, oh my gosh, I've been watching and haven't spoken. I really needed this today. Y'all, everyone here, are so encouraging. Y'all really helped me through. I get messages like that so-and-so shared you to me, and I was so encouraged. Thank you. I needed this week. The one lady, and I don't see her on here this morning yet, or she's ghosting, or she's in replay later. They were about to lose their house. I mean, they were waiting for the sheriff to knock on the door to say, sheriff's cell. And we talked, this has been a few weeks ago, and we had a talk that day about part of joy is doing what you need to do. Joy isn't, because if we are, that's the talk, it was about the procrastinating. If we procrastinate things that are hurtful or difficult, the more we put those behind, put those aside, the more difficult they become. Like knowing you may lose your home, Well, after that day and all of the encouragement that she received, and she had her husband watch it in replay. Not the whole thing, but parts of it, she said. She said parts of it. They did some research. They pulled it off the shelf. They did some research, and they found a program that helped them save their home. Y'all, you did that. You didn't do that by giving them money. You didn't talk directly to them. But you gave them the encouragement they needed to get up off the couch of sadness and sorrow and go take proactive action for themselves. They saved their home. Y'all, there is power in positivity, I'm telling you, and in encouraging one another. And that is what you do for me. I hope that is what we do here for you, and we can spread it out there. So that's why when I say, I don't push it very often, but that's when I say you should share. Because a lot of the people that have messaged us in the last few months have been new people that were shared, where the message was shared. So, just so you know, this is not about building numbers. Donna, in my life I'm fighting lung cancer, but I look to stay positive and feel I am blessed because I know no matter what I'm going through, I know there are others out there going through worse than me. Ain't that the truth? I may be living in a camper, but I feel so blessed with family and friends. Donna, are you the one living in the 26-foot camper? You rented out your house and then you're staying on your property in your camper? That's you, isn't it? Wow, I was reading that yesterday in comments, and man, I just want you to know I prayed for you immediately. And your attitude, so incredible. I think it was during Emily's deal on Lollapalooza. Your attitude was completely positive and encouraging. Even in the darkest of our days, we can be encouraging to others. We can be the light. Yes, I thought that was you. Well, let me tell you, you were very encouraging by your attitude. You weren't saying, poor, pitiful me, I had to buy a camper to live on. You didn't do all that. You just said, hey, I couldn't do an arrangement like that because this is what I live in and here's why. But you were so encouraging in your choice of words. Good example. Yes. And here she is, living next to her home that she had to rent out to others, living with and fighting with lung cancer. So, what an encouragement you are. Yes, look at there, Donna. Everybody's going to keep you in their prayers. See if I get a fresh sweet. My coffee's not hot. Yay. It worked! When you're fighting something, you have to be positive because I'm not going to just give up and die. I have too much to live for. Amen, amen, amen. And we've talked about this before. It's been scientifically proven that if you are positive, you have positive attitude, doesn't mean you're not going to be mad and sad and hurt and pain and want to punch a wall. You can do all those things. Sometimes one or two of those things brings us joy, right? But if you deal with it more from the positive side, looking at it positively, you could heal faster. Yes, you could. Your body reacts to positive energy from others and from yourself. Do that. You have the dopamine and the I can't think of the word now. The serotonin that your brain gives off to deal with stress, etc. So the more positive you are, the more dopamine and serotonin. Dopey is what I was going to say. You get. Sorry, I just got on. Hi, Kathy. I requested prayer for knee surgery last Tuesday, and I truly felt the comfort and peace. Yes! And all went very well, feeling blessed and showered in God's love and grace. Well, Kathy, thank you for that testimony. And what we do, we have a group that Deanna, let's just call it Deanna's group, okay? But it is a group of prayer warriors. It is also a group where you go and ask for prayer. You can be specific or non-specific. We don't care. It's called The Power to Be You, and at the end there's an exclamation point. The Power to Be You, exclamation point. Request to join. You'll get approved. We drama queens, kings, negativity trolls, those things get deleted. But that is where what Deanna has started doing is on Mondays, she takes notes of all the prayers that are needed, posts them on there, and then we have specific prayers too. Yes, thank you, Sandy. There it is. The Power to Be You. Because as Kathy just proved, prayers work. God is good, y'all. Makes me happy, Kathy. Let's see. People can feel sad they're going to pass away. Please just don't stay in the pity party. That doesn't help. Anyone I know that has passed away always makes amends with themselves and others. Absolutely. Good morning, Carrie. Thanks for your word of encouragement. It was the first thing I saw this morning when I woke up. I will tell Deanna. Sorry, I just need some. My husband, by the way, is the one who just went and heated up my coffee. He's decided to join me. Hopefully he doesn't have one of them dang envelope lists for me today.
Working on it.
Are you? Y'all remember today is your tax filing deadline. If you're not going to file your extension. Unless you're in the state of Louisiana, Oklahoma, or Texas, your filing deadline is June 15th, due to be in declared disaster areas during the February ice and snowstorms. Sherry, I've had so much loss, and I still cry because they are loved and missed. And you should cry. And crying is good for you. It helps heal. It kind of purges, you know. So if you need to cry, cry. Don't let somebody tell you not to cry. You cry. Cry, baby, cry. Miss Joyce says, hi, Mr. Bobby. Miss Joyce Ballou.
Hi, Miss Joyce.
You met her at TDR?
Yes, ma'am.
You called me yes, ma'am. Good morning, Karen Wilson. How are you? You're so welcome. Thank you for your encouragement, Jean. And know that I've got you in my prayers, and I'll be thinking about you. We share that unfortunate kinship, but we can power each other up, right? Donna says, I'm hoping with getting back into crafts, it will keep me busy and my mind off, able to make a little extra money to help supplement my disability check. I always loved doing crafts. Well, I think you'll find a lot of us here are just like you, and it does. Carrie McLaughlin says, good morning, Chief Bobby. I think she meant chef. I'm not going to say let the chief go to his head.
Yeah.
I so need some of that Texas brisket. Woo. I almost convinced them because Bill was down, and him and Bill, Marie Graham's husband, Bill Graham, are the ones that did that brisket. Almost had him convinced to do it, but no. Then he said, no, let's just barbecue chicken. Okay. Well, then we were all sitting around when they got in Friday night, and we decided we were going to have a crawfish boil. Couldn't find any fresh crawfish here, so we did shrimp boil instead. Sherry needs... I'm praying for... she's praying for all those that need prayers. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Vicki. That's so sweet of you to say. That fish sold. It went home yesterday. Thank you so much. And I agree with you, Donna. And we all, is what I was heading to. those of us that are creative rely on creativity to help us through a lot of things. And you're right, it helps you focus on what you're creating more so than focusing on what's hurting you. So creating is healing. Really, Carrie, you had to brag, huh? Well, I'm glad you did. Carrie McLaughlin, you remember her? She has people here in Luling.
Mm-hmm.
She had crawfish for her granddaughter's grad party.
Ah,
She's bragging.
yeah.
We don't like Carrie today. All right, y'all. Please make this an amazing week for yourself. Motivate yourself with encouragement. Cher, do you like, you never had, well, technically crawfish is not seafood. They're mud bugs that come out of the mud, but they were awesome. I feel blessed to have been able to be on the event because I have met so many, met so many new people, and Facebook has been my lifeline for the last year. Well, I'm so glad that you have that and have all of us. I love the infinity design. I want to make a few if I can get the 16-inch grapevines. I hope that you can. I'm having trouble finding them that same size. We did have them for a while. Hi, Krista Elza. How are you? Yes, it is. Becoming lost in a project. Sometimes going up to the shop when I'm feeling in particular stressed is setting that stress aside and just creating, getting lost in that. It gives you that little bit of respite, I guess is a good word, from it, so that then later you can go back to it. It just helps. You're right. After being in California for almost 13 years, I'd almost cut off my arm for some good old Louisiana bull crawfish. I know, Cheryl. Technically, we really can't get it that way here in Central Texas either. But I don't have as far to go as you. Yes, it would. The only thing, Elizabeth, is... I'm trying to think how you could do it. Well, if you use the boat, is overlap it maybe more, but it's not something that would be, because 18 is 36, even if you cut a couple of inches off it, you're still looking at 33 or so inches wide, if you know what I mean. So it certainly can be done, and then advertise for indoor, for that, unless somebody has an amazingly huge door or a window outside where they like to show. I got a lot of positive comments about that, especially when we understood the meaning of the infinity sign. Oh, see, we can have them shipped in fresh, but you know what they ship? Those little bitty tails. Go to Louisiana and buy them, you get the nice big ones. Yeah. Donna, wreaths are very new to me, but I think I'm really going to enjoy doing it. You will. Just having to buy a little at a time, being on a tight budget, but I'll get there. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, they do look like mini lobsters. They don't taste like a lobster, though. I will, Dana. She's going to come back and look at this, I'm sure. So you creatives, create. Motivate yourself through your creations to be encouraged. Use that power that we always discuss at the end of my lives. Use that power to be an encourager, not a discourager. Sometimes it's the words we choose that make the difference. So be an encourager. Focus on motivating yourself and others with encouragement. Not prodding them, just encouraging them. And certainly not least is remember that encouragement, let's see, the definition was action of giving support, confidence, and hope. Let's be that person. Let's be an encourager. We can spread encouragement and positivity and joy all over the world, one person at a time, and that's all we can do. So y'all, never give up your power. the power to be that incredible person that God intends you to be. You have the power to make that come true, to come to fruition. Celebrate you. Celebrate yourself. Ranch House celebrates you. Celebrate yourself. You're going to spread that joy. You're, instead of the sorrow. You're going to help heal instead of harm and hurt. Y'all, always, always, always choose joy, y'all. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Monday at 10 a.m. Central. You might want to like the page because we got some new things coming up. Bye, y'all.